Next video, looking. Pokemon scalpers are the worst.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming and sitting down because today we are talking about Pokemon cards. You know, we have done a video on trading cards.
Y'all own Pokemon cards? I never owned Pokemon cards. I played Magic the Gathering. I think every kid got into a card game when they were younger, and it was either Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! Were there any others? I think most people, it was Pokemon. Most people played Pokemon. No, but everybody had their own card game they played or like collected.
Card games and the rise of collectors. And, you know, we talked about the game, but over the last couple years, trading card games have blown up in popularity. Not that they were ever really unpopular, but it's possible that this may not be a good thing. I mean, sure, we all want games we enjoy to be popular. And
Well, I feel like Pokemon's lost its TCG aspect. It's not really a game anymore. It's a collector's item. Magic the Gathering is a game that has very expensive cards, but people play Magic the Gathering a lot. Pokemon in the community of players is still big, but I feel like there's such an influx of people that just collect and don't play at all. They might play the video games, but they just collect cards. And I think that also might be one of the reasons too, is because like if I got into Pokemon cards, it would be because I used to play the games, not because I love the actual Pokemon card trading game.
After all, it means more people play with and money to put back into improving the experience, right? Well, sadly, this couldn't be farther from the truth, especially for what we're going to focus on today, Pokemon cards. It seems that the wrong groups of people have found their way into the community, and it's causing a lot of problems. Because of this, the game has gone from an exciting child's
Sneakerheads have transitioned into Pokemon cards. It's scalpers. It's obviously that's the title of the video, but it's guys that like flipping PS5s and Jordan 1s and expensive shoes and Gucci stuff and designer clothes have realized that the value of Pokemon's so high that now they do what they do with shoe fucking releases and concert tickets, and they fucking bot or go to a store and buy out all of the individual fucking product that children want to use and then go on a market and sell it for fucking 10 times what it's worth.
Activity to all-out war. So let's talk about the dark side of collecting Pokemon cards. Never thought I would say that before in my life, huh? Jesus Christ. Hey, but first we have to ask ourselves, what exactly is the problem? Which, if you haven't been on any social media, you may have never seen it, but chances are
I watch Pokemon card unboxings. I watch Crispy Pokemon. I watch Max Mofo Pokemon. I watch the influencers that I, enjoy watching play Pokemon. Because it's fun. It's fun to see. It's gambling. It's because I have a gambling addiction. It's watching people gamble. When somebody spends $150 on a fucking Pokemon box to open cards and get either really good shit or nothing, you're watching someone gamble. And that's fun.
Or you've seen people fighting in Targets. You've seen mostly just a lot of physical violence. People running through.
What do you mean gambling? Because they're pack opening in hopes of getting a good valued card. A pack is worth more sealed than opened, but an open pack has the potentiality to pull you a card that is worth hundreds, if not thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Through stores to grab stocks. It's an all-out blood war right now, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since the pandemic, the value of rare and vintage Pokemon cards has gotten astronomically high, unbelievably high. And the fact that mainstream creators were joining in,
I wish they had a Kevin James card.
Joining in only added fuel to the fire, especially considering people were holed up inside their homes.
Was that kid missing? Oh no, they were in the floor. Where the fuck is the rest of this kid's body?
People were holed up in.
Are they stuck in the fucking AC vent? Oh my God. IRL venting. This kid took the metal top off of those mini squid. How is it fitting in this vent?
Inside their homes with stimulus checks to spend on frivolous things. Twitch donations. Remember the Among Us craze? A lot of donos back then. DoorDash. I was a DoorDash guy. I remember I kept getting the same guy too, and I was just like, I feel like at this point I should just like text him. Just be like, dude, just give me your number. This essentially turned the card into stock investments. And with this became the rapid growth of Pokemon scalpers. People who buy products with the explicit goal of selling them on secondary markets for...
Well, and a lot of them won't even buy them to open them. And that annoys me. But every Pokemon pack guy does this because you collect boxes because those boxes will guaranteed increase in value. If you open a box and you fucking start, packing those cards or unpacking those cards, you're probably going to rip a lot of fucking 10-cent cards that might be $1 in 10 years. But if you keep the box sealed, there's a potential chance that that box has a shitload of fucking money value in it from cards that you could pull. You're not going to likely, but if you keep that box, you could sell that $100, $200 box for fucking $10,000 in 20 years.
For a higher price. This can make enjoying the hobby difficult for a player who just wants to play the game. Not only does it now become more difficult to buy new packs and box sets, but some become desperate enough to buy it for raised price online because they become unavailable, thus justifying scalpers to continue scalping. An evil system. You go through, you see people dead sprinting through Target, all the stocks is out just because people are hoarding Pokemon cards like fucking gold.
Yeah, see, this is loser shit. This annoys me. If you want to buy 3 boxes, unpack 2, and keep 1 because you want to fucking collect it, who gives a fuck? But this guy actually just has an entire room full of fucking Pokemon cards.
And then they raise the prices. There's probably a studio apartment in Burbank, California, just stacked with Pokemon cards just because that's the guy scalping cards online, dude. It disgusts me. Even recently, LEGO announced that official Pokemon sets are coming in 2026, and people are already speculating that it'll be an absolute bloodbath to acquire them in stores.
Oh my god, to get a fucking Charizard LEGO set, how much do you think that's gonna be? Those are gonna sell for like $5,000. They're gonna be worth $60 at Target. They're gonna sell for so much. Those will be on StockX the next day for fucking $4,000 or $5,000.
And people seem to forget that these products have a massive child audience. If adults can't get their hands on these products, what chance do the children have? Think of the children. Who gives a fuck if the child can't have it, dude? You know, I say good. If anything, if a child can't get it, they're like, yeah, I was going to get into it, but every adult around me was buying them, so I thought, this is cringe, and I didn't get it. That's what I think.
It's a millennials game. Come on.
Yeah,
I will kind of say I feel less bad for the kids in this scenario and more the people that have no money that just like Pokemon. Like old guys. Like a dude in his 30s that doesn't have the bread to spend but just fucks with Pokemon. And just, he like really wants to buy it. Because the kid's not that into Pokemon likely that like a mom or a dad is going to have to fucking, go out and spend $300 on a fucking eBay ripoff.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know who the fuck that is, dude. Especially when scalpers are programming bots to buy new products online seconds after they drop. It's like a streetwear scalpers or something like that,
I did that with Magic cards on eBay.
Did you?
I had a little scalping bot, yeah.
Did it work well?
I bought like Shocklands for pretty cheap.
Nice. This animosity towards Pokemon scalpers is starting to reach new heights, and many fear that the hoops people must jump through to get their hands on new cards is deferring potential players from joining.
That was so 2012. This kid is so 2012. This fucking hat off to the side a little bit.
Get their hands.
I could just imagine Gangnam Style playing in the back.
On new cards is deferring potential players from joining the TCG community. Trading card game. In case someone's like, what is that, Hunter? And if you want to know
it's slang, TCG.
How bad things have gotten, look no further than the 2025 Costco Wars. Costco recently began selling Pokemon cards at markdown price. And early on,
I have no interest in ever getting into this business, but I would love for the memes to just go fucking fight somebody in a Costco for fucking Pokemon cards. Like, I've never gone Black Friday shopping, and people die Black Friday shopping, but I feel like for just the vibes, I would go argue with somebody over a toaster that's worth $30 and just be like, I was here first. It's mine. 33% off. I've never seen that before.
Things turned into an absolute shit show. In a recent viral clip, you can see a horde of people lined up behind a pallet of boxes for 151 Blooming Waters
Amazon workers on Cyber Monday. Fuck.
Premium collection packs.
Being somebody that still delivers shit, that sucks.
This box set contains various packs with the original 151 Pokemon, which are very high quality and valuable.
I would fuck these people up. Yo, dude, I would get in there, dude. I would be like I'm in a mosh pit. I'd have some Limp Bizkit playing in my AirPods, and I would just be like fucking elbowing people, dude. I'd get to the front.
Costco had to know that this was going to be a bloodbath.
I'd start a mosh pit.
I think the CEO was just like, good. Yes, rats in a maze. As soon as the pallet jack is pulled out by a Costco employee, the organized line quickly turns into an all-out frenzy as people grab multiple boxes and stuff them into their carts. Some customers are pushed to the floor as passing customers lunge at them to grab boxes out of their hands. It's like,
quick strategy, belly flop on top of all of the boxes. So you damage them and they force you to buy them and nobody else can buy them. But even damaged, most of the packs will be okay. And then you resell those boxes because you just got such a supply that you're still going to make a profit.
scene and Jingle All the Way. Also, you know, performative to bring it out on a pallet jack. Here I go. Hope nobody grabs it. Why make such a spectacle of it? Costco runs on a schedule. It's got to be 2 p.m. That's when the new trading card product goes out, okay? In another video, you can see an older man wrap himself around another customer to wrestle a box out of his hands, only to be violently elbowed in the face, but somehow the man still continues holding on for dear life. He's like, no! Imagine getting your face caved in. You're just like, Charizard. Charizard, help me now! Eventually, police had to be called to break up the giant brawl that ensued, but no arrests were made. Everyone's just like,
To the victor goes the spoils, right, boys?
look at all these dogs with their tails tucked between their legs. Go on home, boys. This one's for me. But because of these encounters going viral online, Costco acted quickly by enforcing a purchase limit of 2 boxes per customer. Cows. They also started having employees and security nearby the products at all times to stop people from going crazy. I like how there has to be a guy with like a baton. He's just like, don't make me do this. Like threatening violence to a person. Hey, it's 2! It's like a little kid has 3 boxes. It's 2. Put it back. It got so bad that
Is that worth it?
Costco employees,
Like, it's worth it to go there, but not to get into a fight. Like that one dude that was wrapping around the other guy's arms for 2 of them. Like, you're about to get into a fist fight and have the cops called on you for a fucking $150.
were tasked with preloading
If you were able to get a whole case of them, then yeah.
shopping carts
Because
with
then you're making like $400-500.
the highest limit box sets allowed for purchase in order to prevent customers from throwing hands. There's like, it's already in there. Just walk to the checkout. Just take it and walk. The value you're getting on these boxes, it cannot be worth it. It cannot be worth it to have that much civil unrest. What are the Japanese doing to prevent this? All right. All these are American solutions. What are the Japanese?
Is this a real thing? Is this a real thing? This looks AI generated. Is this an app? They have lawn chairs that no, they don't.
I mean, regardless of what rules are put into place, people are still getting in fights all around the world over their precious Pokemon cards. And this wasn't the first time that stores had to enforce new rules to prevent people from getting hurt by trading cards. It happened back in 2021 when Target had
I would love to go one of these mosh pits with like Pokemon cards that are just like on sale and we have to fucking camp out at, 1 in the morning waiting for them to fucking release so we could get into the store early and just bring a bunch of fart spray and just start fucking hosing people, dude. Like literally, I'm just in the middle of the fucking pack and they're waiting for like 2 p.m. and I'm just fucking spraying their shit. They're going, they're fucking sitting there yakking.
had to temporarily put a stop to selling
Chemical warfare in the fucking Costco.
of trading cards after an intense fight broke out in the parking lot in Wisconsin. I don't know why. Almost every unruly video, it's always in a Target, which points Walmart. Even Walmart, they're just like, there's a whole other breed of thing going on here. It's like watching Dumbledore drink that thing. He's like, oh. He's like, no, I don't want you. That's what it's like having a Walmart be like, come here, buy these cards.
On
Actually,
the train, yeah, you know the video.
I think Walmart stopped doing it too, though.
He's like spraying himself with it, and there's a guy that's just like, like just staring at him, making noises, like just appalled.
Because of the same reason.
A lot of shoplifting.
People at Walmart are like, oh, I don't care, just take it. What is it? I think the only thing they care about is guns and liquor. You put the captain back. You can take the Pokemon. I don't know what the hell that Japanese shit is. Take it. I will say that became a thing too. I remember in the past, people would like lift up Walmart shelves because stuff had fallen back behind it. So it's just like in dust and dead debris and bugs. I'm like, oh, cool. It's like a set that came out 6 years ago or something. One man purchased some cards only to be jumped by 4 other people that wanted to steal them from him.
Like they would not be in a good condition.
The man was assaulted by an entire group until he pulled out a gun, at which they fled the scene. The man who assaulted him were found and arrested on charges of battery, disorderly conduct, and strangulation. I like how that's not a part of like the battery assault or anything. It's just like, and you choked him. What the hell is this? I also love the signs that they put up. Yeah, sorry, because the world, everyone are apes in the world. We can't give you
Yeah, it's the worst on Pokemon cards, but it's any big card release, really.
Japanese
If
trade
there's cards that are worth a lot of money in there.
cards. Sorry about that. And during that same year, Walmart encountered the same problem. Because of fights breaking out between customers, they had to post signs announcing that they would be suspended due to, quote, inappropriate customer behavior and increased demand. But Costco isn't the only place that's seeing a recent uptick in Pokemon-fueled chaos. Let's take a look at the Pokemon vending machines.
I've seen a lot of videos of these where, like, some 35-year-old guy will pull up and try and add all of the boxes that they have in the machine in the cart, and it limits him to one, and he's just, like, sitting there, like, thinking it's broken, just, like, because he's been waiting for hours for him to be first in line.
I don't know why. Right now, already in the video, we've talked about that since the pandemic, we're 5 years deep into Pokemon chaos, and they're just like, why don't we just make machines we just put around for people to get pissed off at and punch? It's made of metal and glass. I'm sure that's gonna be fine. Pokemon vending machines, cool!
But look at them. They're cute.
Oh my god, it is kawaii. Did Ash
In theory, it's a good idea.
Ketchum or Professor Oak help design this? Misty didn't do shit. Or that creep Brock. Closing his eyes, he's like, I see you. Hello, princess. Stores around the world have started installing vending machines that exclusively sell Pokemon packs, elite trainer boxes, sets, and more. If that means anything to you. Doesn't to me. Some believe that these can prevent unnecessary conflict.
Yeah, those are the ones that are worth a shitload. I literally saw this video, and the guy was clowning, and he's like, dude, my kid wants these.
Compared to having piles of loose cards on shelves. However, scalpers always find a way. Scalpers would repeatedly visit these machines and clean out the entire stock. And in one instance, a woman spent over
$994.
$1,000 emptying the vending machine despite kids waiting in line behind her to purchase just a single pack. She's like, I'm sorry.
And she's using a disability scooter.
And the problem was so bad that it eventually became acceptable to film and shame people for doing this, which I do think that's nice. If you see somebody unloading an entire vending machine, because also even if it was food, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, are you kidding me? This is...
Yeah, if you had one food that you want, you're pulling up to the vending machine and you're a really big fan of sour Skittles. The guy right before you just drains 12 packs of sour Skittles. Now there's just nothing that you would enjoy. I would be as mad.
It's crazy. Anybody unloading a vending machine, I'm like, really? And of course, what would a Pokemon restock be without two adults getting into a heated altercation? In the San Francisco Bay Area, a man had been sitting in his car all morning till the 10 a.m. restock of the Pokemon vending machine in his local grocery store. When he entered the store, he saw that someone was already using the machine. And by God, this angered him. Angered by this, he starts yelling about him waiting in his car was the same as him waiting in line. That doesn't make sense. I was outside, dude. He then pushes the man out of the way before proceeding to sprawl his arms and legs out to stop him.
This guy's just gonna get sued. Like, this guy might be an asshole for trying to rip the Pokemon cards, but he was first in line. First in line's first in fucking line. If your lazy ass didn't get out of, maybe if you got out of your fucking car and stood there instead of fucking sitting in your car waiting for the fucking time to open, you would probably have been there first.
From buying anything else.
Bro could have just hung out right here for 10 minutes.
It is easily, I think, a great contender for Cringe Clip of the Year, which I do think that we should maybe start cataloging. Cringe Clip nominee of the year. And the cringiest clip goes to man sprawling out over Pokemon vending machine.
Hey, but he's an Eagles fan. Go Birds! Go Birds!
Just want to put this out there that the aggressor here is an Eagles fan. Philadelphia Eagles. Kill yourself. Eventually, staff had to intervene and tell him to calm down. And after failing to do so, he was ultimately arrested. And the victim of this altercation noted that the man started pretending to be hurt when the cops arrived, despite no punches or anything physical being thrown.
I hate people like that.
Well, I love it when it's old women. My favorite thing when they're like, ow, ow! And it's on camera, they're like, what are you doing? You hate me!
Oh my God, in every cop body cam video where somebody's just crashing out.
You talking about that style? It's like my favorite. If I was an old cranky bitch, I'd do the exact same thing. I'd be like, you've hit my head, I'm bleeding. Well, no matter what wrongs me, it could be something super small. I'm dropping to the ground. I'm telling everybody that you hit me. That's what I'm doing. I might even start just incorporating that into my own life. But as confrontations like this keep happening more and more frequently, these stores were also pushed to enforce purchase limits on these vending machines. Not only is loitering no longer allowed near these machines, but
Loitering's not permitted. They'll call the cops on you if you stand in front of the machine.
Began putting pauses on purchasing their available inventory throughout the day to push scalpers to get impatient and give up. The guy who...
Wait, couldn't they just, like, bring 4 different cards? So it's not even like, hey, you have to be an individual different card holder. It's once this Prismatic Evolutions box has been bought, there's a 10-minute timer. That still sucks, though. That's such a bad fix.
Just to get impatient and give up. The guy who's sitting out in his car for 7 hours, you think he's not going to just be like, oh, wait. And at Target, they're I'm just going to go to Pizza Hut because there's a Pizza Hut in Target. I'm getting tired. I'm going to go to Starbucks in Target. If you watched our last video about trading card game community, you may be convinced that it's exclusively composed of horrendous people, but that's not always the case. Coop's Collection is a content creator that streams himself running a Pokemon card vendor. In a recent video, a customer approached him at a convention and hands him a binder filled with various holographic Pokemon cards and encourages to give it to someone for free. Later, a young boy approached the vendor with his father. His father explains that he's new to collecting and was curious about it, so Coop surprised him by giving him the binder.
Aww.
Definitely didn't have a camera set up.
I see everything now and I'm just like, yeah.
Give them the binder, but you take out all the good cards first. Yeah, give this binder to somebody for free. Yeah, for sure, man. It's just a bunch of energies. Just a bunch of holographic energies.
Right. Oh, yeah. Convenient, dude. I want to believe, but my putrid, small, fat heart won't let me have anything nice. Like, hand it to him, and it's just like, all right, give it back. Get the f away from it! That's in my mind. That's what happens. All scalpers are scum.
This guy's got a heart of gold.
This guy does have a heart of gold. I'm going to choose to believe that he has a heart of gold. Please. Have a heart of gold. Anyway, so yeah, I forgot there's more to
The kid flips it on eBay next day.
the story about this stupid thing. The
He's just a young hustler.
stranger next to him even joins in by handing him one of his most valuable graded cards. Whatever, who gives a fuck? The kid got some free cards.
Here's a PSA 3 Pikachu. There's like poop on it and it's bent to shit. It's fucking looks half burnt, like it was set on fire. It's stained.
He's gonna get rid of them as soon as he finds out what pussy is. But we can also talk about how the Pokemon community saved a dying puppy. Is this video wholesome poggers now? This feels... In 2021, an 8-year-old child from Virginia named Bryson discovered that his 4-month-old black lab puppy named Bruce was diagnosed with parvo, which is like puppy cancer.
I don't think it's a puppy cancer. Isn't it just like a puppy? Parvo's like a disease that young puppies get and die from very frequently, right?
Parvo is a contagious virus that, if left untreated, has an incredibly high mortality rate in puppers. And from that day, they brought Booze home.
Isn't that one of the reasons that you wait until 16 weeks to buy a dog is because that's the time they would usually get parvo?
The two of them were inseparable. He was incredibly distraught to see that Bruce was losing lots of weight. Then this feeling became worse when he realized that his family could not afford the thousands of dollars it would take to treat the dog. In tears, he told his mom this, and I quote, this is the direct quote.
I don't want Bruce to die. I'm gonna pray that he don't die.
Okay, why do you gotta give him that voice? Why?
What is that quote?
This is a hard-hitting journalism people come to the story for.
I'm gonna pray that he don't die. Bruce, don't go. Take off your angel wings, Bruce. Don't fly away yet.
But soon after, the little boy decided to take action. He came home from school with paper advertisements he made for a Pokemon yard sale. He hoped he could sell his Pokemon collection, which his mom referred to as his most prized possession, to raise enough money for the treatment.
Oh my god, he has like a very expensive $2 million Charizard in prime position. And this guy's like, yeah, I'll help your dog. Here's $5,000. Thank you. Just fucking runs to his car. Oh my god, I just got this card from this dumbass kid.
That is so chased by a highway.
Literally by a highway, like, please stop so my dog doesn't fly to heaven. He don't die. Dog, he don't die. I hate that this is tugging on my heartstrings too. I feel so bad for the kid. Some of his neighbors paid him a visit and purchased some cards. Like his neighbors are just like, what is it? I can give you $3, kid. All right. Say thank you. That's not enough to clip his wings so he doesn't fly to heaven. Like, all right. But he was not making much money early on. When it was discovered why he was trying to raise money, the news started to spread throughout town. His mother started advertising the stand on Facebook as well, which brought tons of new
How many cards did he have?
people over. Friends then helped her set up a GoFundMe page, which quickly raised over
$28 grand.
$8,000. Touched by Bryson's willingness to give up his favorite things in order to save his dog, people started donating their own Pokemon collections to help him free of charge so he could keep it going. I mean, that's just...
So he scammed people.
That's where my mind goes immediately. My dog's not... couldn't look healthier. Look how skinny he is. He just has...
Oh my God, being a conspiracy theorist here is so bad. Oh my God, being like, your dog doesn't have parvo. He looks perfectly fine to me. Your dog looks like he could run a mile and wouldn't break a sweat.
Flange ribs. It's like really normal in puppies. You can see his bone. I don't want him to leave. He's like, the dad's just like, Fargo. He's like trying to
He's talking to the camera. The kid keeps looking to the side. Start crying. Cry now. All right, now talk about how you don't want to see him go, and make sure to stutter. Get really choked up.
Pargo. And at one point, employees working for Pokemon Co. even sent him rare packs over hearing about the story. Awesome. And in the end, Bruce was able to be treated and is in good health. Leftover money was used to help several other families who struggled to afford health care for their dogs. Because this diseased dog written down, dude. You know, my dog's died. It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the vet in town are like, I don't know why they gave this. There must be something in the water for these pups. I like how Pokemon Co. is just like, what happened? Here's 2 packs. What, you can't pay for the surgery? Like, wouldn't it not have been cool if Pokemon stepped in and they were like, we'll pay for the dog surgery? All right, though, enough positivity. That was heartwarming as shit. Let's get back to the muck and talk about how Pokemon collecting can go horribly, horribly wrong. Starting with some particularly bleak Reddit posts, because, you know, we have to just bring down the mood a little bit, right? All filtered through, Nick, play the character of the person making the Reddit post.
My husband has racked up a lot of debt. Nearly 100,000 buying Pokemon cards.
$100,000 in debt from Pokemon cards?
What cards are you buying? Like, unless you're buying really old packs that are thousands of dollars.
What?
100
$70K of it
grand?
was paid off, but since then he's racked up another 27K since December.
Imagine.
But where is he? Unless he's buying already graded PSA 10s, what is he doing? Is he fucking getting like old, like 2008 fucking packs that are just like boxes and spending fucking $2 grand on that?
Plowing through 70,000 in debt.
When he's like, I gotta talk to you about something. We got 27,000 more to pay off.
Thank God you're so good at sex. You're literally perfect in every other way except the Pokemon cards.
I know nothing about these cards or industry.
I know nothing about these cards. It's just all Japanese. I don't know what it is.
But I need a way for him to not have the ability to buy anymore. How can I get rid of what he already has? What can I do to physically stop him from buying?
He would have to have so many cards in inventory if he spent 100 grand on packs. Selling those cards would take so fucking long. Even if you went to like just random trading card fucking stores, they're not going to buy your inventory.
Buying anymore?
I would say, like, the obvious salute, leave. Leave this person. This is the segment is now me just responding to the Reddit post. I'm going to give you the solution. Right answers only. Leave this person. If you have to physically say, how can I physically stop him? Because then you're going to people be like, put cyanide in his drink.
Are there any Pokemon forums I could join where I name him and tell him not to sell him anymore?
I like how the idea is like, who are you?
Oh, so he is buying from like niche trading stores. He's probably just buying cards then.
My name is Brock.
Dude, we can't. Yeah, you got cut off, dude. You're cut off. I'm sorry.
That was 11 days ago.
That post was 11 days ago, the 100th.
Ripping a single pack triggered my gambling addiction. A friend of mine collects Pokemon cards. He let me rip one. I got hooked instantly. I started buying packs and collecting cards. Told myself it wasn't gambling. It was okay because I was collecting something of value. I started with just a few packs here and there, but quickly turned into booster boxes and elite trainer boxes. I was spending around €300 a week.
300 euros a week on packs?
I can see the addiction aspect of it. There's something very sad.
No, it's definitely fun. It's like a more satisfying gambling game. I would say it's the in-between between like table games and slots, because there's like a level of mystery behind it, obviously on whether or not you're going to make money, but it's still colorful, shiny art. It's like a old-fashioned slot machine. You're fucking opening a pack and you're getting, you know, how many cards do you get? 9, 10, 11 cards? I don't know. You get a lot of fucking cards. And, you know, most of them are worth fucking jack shit. But then you get to the end and it's like a big reveal every time. It's like you're about to make a hit or not.
Satisfying of opening a Kraken packs, as they say. That's what they say in the TCG community, Kraken. It is like gambling addiction. Because I think it's the same thing as people who are addicted to slots. All the numbers or like the sounds and all that stuff, even just the crinkling of the packaging and the hopeful opportunity that there's something in there. I've said this before on our Magic channel. If you're going to get into actually collecting, you don't have to buy packs. Just buy the singles. Even if you're like, oh, I don't know, this card's $200. I feel so weird.
I have a friend that does that. I have a friend that's really he's opened a few packs in his life, but whenever he plays Magic the Gathering, and he has fucking 5,000 cards, but he hand picks, or he knows what every card does. He just builds decks of 100 cards. He builds fucking whatever he wants. He just buys the card for fucking 3-4 cents a pop. Yeah, there's cards that are $5-6, but you're not getting conned or gambling because you're buying what it would just be raw worth, which is way cheaper than if you had a fucking pack every single card that you want.
$200, and then you find out that you just spent $2,000 trying to open it in packs. Just pick up the card that you like, save up for the card that you want, and just hold in your collection, and then let it accrue value that way. Hunter's hack.
I tried selling the valuable cards I pulled to fund new packs, but I lost a lot of money doing this. Things spiraled out of control. Today, I opened all the Prismatic Evolution booster packs that I ordered 80 plus, but got nothing. I found myself chasing my losses.
80 plus packs or boxes?
In online casinos, I lost over 1,000 euros in an hour. That's when it hit me. I had relapsed badly without even realizing it. I seriously need help to stay away from gambling, or I think it's going to ruin my life completely. I'm 25 now, and I really don't want to relapse again.
I like how much you're taking the piss out of a guy who's like genuinely asking for help. Like it's like an actual tragic story. You need to go to gambling addiction therapy, whatever. Or go to Vegas and try to hit it big. Every
No.
great gambler doesn't stop. You're always one bet away.
It's not something that you should make fun of it at all. But it's crazy to see, because I gamble in Atlantic City a lot because I'm from New Jersey. You could go to Atlantic City, and I'm assuming the same thing is in Vegas, but in Vegas, a lot of people travel from far and wide. Atlantic City, there's a lot of degenerative gamblers. People like the guy that was screaming at his wife that I was talking about. They get so angry, and I'll lose money at a casino. And when I was a kid, my grandpa used to fucking tell me this. He was like, whenever you go to a casino, don't be mad if you lose.
Away from changing it all around.
Open up some more prismatic packs. You might open the God
Prismatic packs, start to get open a couple more credit cards. You know, it's good to have debt.
My 5-year-old son just got scammed at a library Pokemon card event. So my wife took my son to a Pokemon card event at the local library. After work, I see him, and he's so incredibly excited at all of the new cards he traded for.
That's nice.
My heart sank when I saw Rainbow Charizard and Gold Ho-Hos. They were all fake.
They were all fake! Son, you got fleeced!
The older kids completely cleaned him out. He had like 30 EX or VV star cards, and they're all gone, replaced by a bunch of fakes.
Wow.
It's not even about the money. They were the very first cards that we pulled together.
Oh, that's a sad way to end it. You know what, dude? These are the learning moments, dude. In life, you get burned.
That happened with me with Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, definitely. Same. Yeah, the amount of fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards I didn't give a shit, though. I was like, sick. Like, I don't think I really understood. I'm like, this is worth money. I think I was just more like, yeah, Obelisk the Tormentor. I got the it's a raw Slifer, my boy Obelisk. You're just like, all right, sleeve him up. I remember one time I think I cried.
Well, because you need a real card to play in tournaments, but if you're playing with your friends, you could genuinely just print out a picture of a card and use it. And it doesn't matter because it's still use it. You could just make a custom deck with cards that you don't own.
In school trying to trade with a guy, and he's like, all your stuff is fake. I'm like, no. I want to Buster Blade her. All right, who wouldn't want that? I cried. I was like, please. I was young. I was like 17, 18. So it was a bit of a dude, I'm kidding. All right, let's Reddit post. Tired of these shitty little goblins crying on, you know, guess what, dude? Shit happens, all right? Oh, look at my boy. Those are the first packs he opened. I think it's going to be all right. Yeah, how about you go play catch with him? How does that sound? No, open more packs. Let's talk about the Melbourne card theft crisis. Store owners across Melbourne are living in fear after a string of robberies early this year, targeting various collectible shops. In a recent particularly gruesome display, a store called Aussie Collectibles was broken into, which can be seen on released surveillance video. In the chaos, the robbers made out with over $100,000 worth of Pokemon cards. That's insane to just think. Also feels weird to just be like, I'm gonna leave this here. Put it in a vault, dude. Treat the shit like
Yeah, at that point, I'd be treating it like it's jewelry if you had that big of a stock just out in the open.
Hellsberg diamonds or something. Goddamn. The same occurred over at Blacklist Cards weeks prior, which lost over $20,000 of Pokemon cards after only being open for about a month. That's a bummer. Because of this, the owner is unsure if he should keep the place running. No. Hunter tip. No. One card store owner admits that they've had trouble sleeping at night, often waking up in a panic to go check and see if security cameras were triggered overnight. Other stores have considered closing up.
I'll just sleep at the store if I owned it. If I was that nervous, I'd just pull out a cot in the back room, just fucking crash.
Shop to lay low, or perhaps just halt the sale of Pokemon cards altogether. There have been 6.
Then they'd mug you. I feel like the guys stealing Pokemon cards, probably not. They're more knowledgeable on the niche of what cards are worth money, so I doubt they're
15 card store robberies
that willing to fucking hurt someone.
within the past 8 months. It is believed that these recent events are all connected in the same way. For now,
Bro's wearing shorts to a robbery.
investigations are still ongoing. 16 in 8 months is crazy. Like, I would not leave them in the glass I couldn't. It would make me disgusted to be like, somebody can just throw a rock through the window and take everything. I'd have a big ass security guard sleeping in there. There's like a tiny
Wait,
bed.
16 from the same store?
He sleeps in the middle room, whatever, and you have to like tiptoe in. You wake him up and he has like a giant ogre club. That's what I would do. Breaks all the cases, ruins everything. At least nothing got stolen. While terrifying, at least these robbers occurred when innocent people were out of the store, right? Some people, however, are not as lucky. Let's talk about the $70,000 Pokemon card heist. A card shop in Osaka, Japan. We've been there. Sorry, I just got excited. Was hit by a group of thieves dressed in dark shirts and sunglasses who hoped to steal some valuable Pokemon cards. They had broken into the store at 3:30 a.m. The demonic witching hour. Surprised to see that 2 employees were still closing up for the night. In response, the thieves threatened them with knives as they tied them up. While some people are well versed in Pokemon TCG and know exactly what constitutes a valuable
That much for a fucking Pikachu card?
others are absolutely clueless and just see Pokemon card collecting as like a payday.
Do you think Pokemon card stores have insurance on the amount of value of their like product?
The thieves began a
They have to.
frantic discussion with the tied up employee,
Because that's such a risky business.
asking for advice on what cards they should steal to make the most amount of money. Scared for their lives, they both started helping them pick the best cards. Pick the worst ones. Okay, you got Eevee. They ended up leaving the store with $70,000 worth in valuable cards, as well as the employees' phones and wallets. Oh, shit. Luckily, nobody was injured. Sadly, an investigation has not yet led to any arrest. I like how you can just go into a Japanese store or like any store and just be like, I'm just gonna rob this. On the topic of Pokemon robberies, you'd be surprised to find out that these thefts are peanuts compared to one of the most notable Pokemon heists. Let's talk about the biggest Pokemon robbery of all time. Photos had surfaced online alleging that one or more employees involved in printing cards for the Pokemon Company may be stealing rare Fusion Strike cards off a line and selling them to a
That's crazy. No, that's crazy tech. That's new shit. You work at the factory that makes the Pokemon cards and you thin the fucking supply by pocketing so many yourself and move them into the market. That's some diamond monopoly shit. That's some fucking diamond mining con shit.
local card stores to make massive profit. The image showcased a ludicrous amount of incredible valuable card.
Wow. And they're not even fake. They just rip those off the factory line.
Yeah, I know. There's some people who are like this. Oh, sorry, fellas. Close your gobs and listen up. Trading Card World, one of the local stores that the thief was attempting to sell to, refused to do business with him, assuming that anyone with a collection like this either stealing them or printing counterfeits. In an attempt to prove their legitimacy, the thief admitted to working for a Pokemon card printing company, and the shop worker immediately reported him to the Pokemon Company. A big bundle of oopsie daisy there. An investigation began, and it was quickly discovered who the thief was. Supposedly, the man was put into police custody soon after.
Is this the video of his binder? Or is this just somebody that wanted the same one card of all of them?
But much of the information regarding the case has been confidential. Many people dissecting the image and its contents estimated that the man could have very likely made off with over $300,000 if he had just been patient and sold the cars slowly over time. Why would we do that? Get that money now. It's
Yeah, he literally could have quit and then just
called
ripped
the quick
them.
cash. Which, to anyone that is looking at Pokemon cards as a way to make a pretty penny, just know that it's no different from buying stocks or gambling, except it's probably way worse and not as profitable. Honestly, I feel like if you have a good run, you can make more gambling.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think you can make more money? I think Pokemon cards is inherently not as bad to get into than gambling because you're retaining some sort of interest or value even if the cards are worth less. But yeah, I don't know if like you're more likely to win money. It's not a way to make money.
You play the stock market also, by the way, you have to play that for your whole life. You just have to put money into it and just be like, I'm not even gonna look at it. So it's not like you're just like, ooh, my returns every week. That's not how the stock market works, but there's always a risk. So don't fall for the hype and end up getting burned. Although it's easy to relate to the idea of wanting to make a quick payday, there's something so unsettling about using a family-friendly card game to do it. It just feels odd. It feels even more manipulative than a guy like doing card tricks on the street or like scamming people out of like street games, you know? If you're rushing to stores and clearing out entire stocks to the point where children can't even enjoy buying a new pack here and there, you know you've lost the plot. You know that you're kind of a piece of shit. If you are running in a Target to get stocks of cards,
well, it just ruins the whole premise of the trading card game itself. They're never gonna not sell, you know, more unique, rare cards. Otherwise, the whole point of the Pokemon card trading game itself also loses purpose. That was a fun video. All right, we got one more.